Euroleague fans around the world, you're tuned into the Underwater Rugby channel, broadcasting live from Bellahøj Swim Stadium in Copenhagen, Denmark. This is the last game of the season coming up, and it's between Betta and Tudserne. Betta has been in the league from the very beginning. They have played 57 games. They have won 30 of them, drawn 6, and lost 21. They have scored 158 goals and allowed 183, a goal differential of minus 25. Tudserne have been in the league a much shorter time. They were champions last year. They've played 20 games. They won 18 of them. They tied 1 and lost 1. They have scored 61 goals in total and allowed 13 against them for a total of 48. These two teams have met just once before, and Tudserne won that 0-1, 1-0. And now we're going to show you highlights from that last game before we introduce the players. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Before I introduce the players in the next game, I'd like to just give a note of thanks to the crew here from the Underwater Rugby Channel team. First, scorekeeper Valeria Tudikova. And the other scorekeeper, Svetlana Komarova. Camera deck operator, Sergei Dimanyovsky. And the other cameraman, Pavel Zhdanov. And let's hear it for the underwater operator, Alexandra Bashenkova. Replay director, Alexander Kalinin. Broadcast director, Alexei Hanji. Titles director, Daria Kanji. Sound director, Yevgeny Boyko. Underwater camera operator, Yegor Kuznetsov. And the Euroleague chief manager, Anton Tudserne. And taking care of the stats, Anastasia Rusova. And the other stats manager, Stanislav Rusov. They're not here, they're in Moscow. And I'm Davril Tien. Thank you very much for the season. Now, in the last match here, we have Betta in blue, wearing number 3, Jihan Kipir. Number 8, Sergei Leonov. Number 10, Hakan Togar. And a captain wearing number 11, Viktor Krylov. Number 12, Ilya Azorov. Number 13, Tommy Suomalainen. Number 15, Jim Holmbeck. Number 16, Alexander Bakanov. Number 17, Juho Alto. Number 33, Alexei Prezhnikov. Number 70, Riku Rikunen. Number 90, Jari Hovakorpi. And in reserve for Betta, number 1, Verti Leonen. Number 4, Samuli Jusila. And number 9, Anton Tudserne. On the other side of the pool, in white, wearing number 1, Kim Pettersson. Number 2, Lars Bikström. Lars Bikström is also the captain, lest I forget. Number 4, Anders Hartman. Number 5, Martin Rönn. Number 7, Andreas Schettagård Wieland. Number 8, Kim Tonsberg Christensen. Number 9, Jakob Nedergaard. Number 11, Søren Hjulbrun. Number 13, Sven Erik Andersen. Number 14, Mats Jakobsen. Number 15, Petter Polsholm. Number 18, Lau Schultz. And in reserve for this game, number 3, David Ladegård. Number 6, Jørn Hansen. And number 10, Henrik Bibi Nelson. Last but not least, the referees in this match are on deck, Øyvind Tosasen. And in the water, Tommy Jeppesen and Lars Olsen. All right. Can you hear me all right? Yeah, I hear myself. Good. We are on the air. About to start the last game of the season between Betta and Tudserne. And this should be pretty good if it doesn't degenerate into a rough game. So Tudserne might be a little bit disappointed that they're not defending their championship from last year. On the other hand, I think they're fighting for second place, so to go back and check on it. But Betta has always wanted to win everything, to beat Molde. That's a dream. Not going to happen because Molde has won this year. I think they'd like to finish on a strong note by beating this strong Danish club at home in Denmark. And don't forget that the Russian players cannot go to Graz in the World Championship, so this is the highlight of their season. And no club from Russia goes to Champions Cup anymore. So this is it. About to start. Jihan Kipir, a good reaction time, races out there, gets the ball first, and passes it. He takes a pass back. And Betta's very elegantly holding on to possession. And a pass in front of the goal near the back the back's fins led to a turnover. And a scrum. So now Betta's on the bottom. Trying to work their way over to the basket. Pass to Kipir. Tommy Suomalainen lying there. Oh no, it's not Tommy Suomalainen, I'm sorry. That's... Who is that? Prajnikov. Prajnikov ends up being the player to go in and retrieve the ball as it was floating down. Now hiding it behind his back is Viktor Krylov. Now they've got the big guy, I think it was Hakan Togo went in, or now it's Hovikorpi bringing it out. Alto, another big guy. Now they've got a good angle on Tudsarne's basket. Rikkonen got a squeeze on the Tudserne player who's got no oxygen, forced to give it up. Arkantogor, the ball drops down after it was bobbled, and the backs got it, but they have to clear, and it's not easy. They end up floating to the top in a scrum that is, it's one of those scrums that's too big. 5 players, 3 of them from Betta. Holmbeck. And Tudserne come out with it, thread the needle with a pass there. I think it was to Martin Run. And now they're all the way over to the other side of the pool, into the corner, shoveled it down to the bottom, using the bottom as protection. And then Run takes it out into the center. He goes up, leaving the job to, who was that? Holm? I think it was. Back over Nedegård. He passes over to the other side, and will there be a strike on the goalie? No. In fact, it led to a turnover. Sihan Kipir, the ball bounces off the wall twice. Now down to the bottom, Viktor Krylov trying to firm up control, but it goes down to the bottom. Sihan Kipir, very agile, he gets to the ball. They send it back. Prajnikov goes to the right, over to this side. He waits, and then he swims up to the top, hands it off to Sihan Kipir. He heads out to exchange. Kipir turns it over to, who is it? He turns it over to Ilya Azorov, and then it goes down. They end up in a scrum. Krylov Prajnikov coming in, attacking hard. He got it out. Azorov up to the surface. This is the way Betta likes to play. So this isn't good for Tudserne to play Betta's game like this. Akantogar coming in from above. Passes it over to the center. They're making things messy around the goal. Tudserne comes up with the ball, but they don't have clear possession of it. They're forced into a scrum on the surface, which is what Betta likes to do. Ilya Azorov they come down. Rikkonen turns it over to Hakan Togar. His pass is a little bit too far back and is picked off by Tudserne. The Tudserne players show great awareness here of the danger of turning the ball over immediately, but they don't have. It goes back and forth. So both teams have a little bit of trouble, and there's an attack. Lars Greve. No, I'm sorry, that was Wieland who went in there. Brun over to the left side. Hartmann doesn't get the ball passed to him. Instead, it's Wieland. Wieland goes up. He passes over into center to Pettersson. Brun passes down. Brun picks it up. A little bit of confusion there. But in the end, Hartmann holds it on the bottom. Wieland can't get close enough to him without Krylov's opportunity to pick off a pass. And now Tudserne is working on the bottom. They haven't really been able to get so close to the goal. And now they're forced into another wrestling match for the ball. They push up to the surface. A scrum. This is what Betta likes to do. Scrum, scrum, scrum. Azorov. Tommy Suomalainen. Holmbeck. Brun. Rön, who wasn't in that scrum. Maybe I should. And they managed to drop it down. Now, Wieland goes over to the other side of the pool. He passes down to the bottom, or midway. Hartmann. So far, Betta's had the better attacks, but Tudserne are warming up now. Wieland's down there looking for a pass from Schultz. Schultz is tied up. He manages to hand it off. Forechecking is difficult. Hartmann rotating his body in order to shake off the tacklers, but he's caught by Krylov, who drags him up. A new scrum, the ball drops out. Keeper, see how Keeper picks it off, gets it to Alto. Alto, then there's a behind-the-back pass to Leonov. Here are the fans looking a little concerned. Alto. Oh, now Tudserne have a fast break. Oh, he couldn't pass it over to him, even though they had no back down. It was a chance. But Betta had a pretty good, solidified the defense when they had that little margin there. So Tudserne establishing possession here to try to set up an attack on the goal. They pass back and forth. Now over to the center, Christensen. Comes out to get it again, passes it over to Greve. Aresvik from Greve passes over to the left side. Foot up. Now this is what Tudserne needs to do. Have some sort of control, but moving into the goal leads to a scrum. And as everybody knows, scrums are what Betta likes, but Tudserne come up with it. And Sven Erik Andersson is working, but he's caught up, dragged to the top. Sian Kipier's got his right hand. There are two players who've got the left side. A little bit of overkill here in this scrum, but they drive him out of bounds. So free throw awarded to Betta after they drive Tudserne out of bounds. Pass up and down, quick, Sian Kipier. Alto. Krylov lurking on the far side. He's got the ball, he's gonna put it in. I wouldn't be surprised to see a video review request. We'll see. Krylov has scored. Any complaints? So Jari Hovekorpi credited with the assist. So no video review, no appeal to the referees. Timeout taken by Betta. Now that they have this lead, will they change anything? Tudserne bring the ball out. Pass to the left side. Tied up. Another scrum. A lot of players in the scrum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if there were 7 players, but too many. 5, maybe there were 7 at one point. The ball's awarded to Tudserne. Fake passes. Lars Greve on the bottom there. No, I'm sorry, Anders Hartmann. Wieland over on the side there. There's Lars Greve trying to get the pass. Instead, he heads back over to the center, and the ball carrier, lacking any protection, is locked up. Holmbeck and Leonov in the scrum. Wieland on the side there, resting his hands on the Betta players. They've got nobody under the scrum now from Tudserne. Oh, it looks almost like Tudserne, the Betta players are fighting each other, but Martin Rönn is hanging on there. Kim Pettersson now coming in to try to maybe take over. Rönn manages to get his weight up over the scrum, and that's the end of the first half. So with the first half, a lot of scrum fighting, which Betta likes. Betta has come out with a 1-0 lead on a goal by Krylov. Okay, we'll take a break now so you can watch the highlights. back on the air again. Betta is enjoying a 1-0 lead on a goal by Victor Krylov. What I'm looking for is some kind of spark from somebody inside of Tudserne. It could be, of course, Wieland or Lars Wikström Greve. Or it could be somebody like Anders Hartmann or Martin Rönn. Someone just to play a little faster, to earn a little edge around the basket so that they can score. And it's Betta who gets to the ball first. Rikkonen makes his move, but he's tied up. He gets the ball out. Krylov has it. Not easy to get the ball from him. He gets the pass down. They're over in the center and then back down to the bottom. Tudserne under pressure. Oh, they've got the ball on the side here. Sihan Kipir was trying to put a hit on the goalie there. Free throw awarded to Tudserne. Tudserne had a set way to put the ball into play. They get it down to Greve, who wrestles. He indicates that Holmbeck's got him by the throat, but instead he breaks free. Ball bobbled. I think it was Bekonov who got it, and they go all the way over to the other side. Alto passes upwards. Betta now above. Christensen ties them up. They're in another scrum here. He goes out, but they've got the ball, but they're under a lot of pressure. They managed to get the fast break going, but the forecheckers are there, preventing them from heading straight to the goal. But they are putting in a huge effort now to try to speed things up. And now they go ineffectual. Leonov picks it up, and it's now a counter by Betta. Betta dragged up, passes it off. They've got another. Rikkonen had a hit on the goal. He's forced to go back and retrieve the ball. He gets the rebound. Behind the back pass. Pushing. Free throw for Tudserne. Sihan Kipir chases that ball down, but his pass is picked off, and Tudserne managed to keep going. They have to kick, and they're doing everything. Little holding there. I think that was Lars Schultz. No, Anderson caught holding. Betta will have the ball mid-pool. Free throw picked off. And they've got a good opportunity here. But Betta's defense very solid. They're immediately locked them up, and I think Holmbeck took it away and started heading the other direction. Or see, there's a lot of turbulence in the water here. Yeah, Betta. Long pass. Caught by the legs. Betta now gets it over to Azorov, who spins around. The pass outward is picked off. Now Tudserne has a chance. He had a teammate down at the bottom. Oh, yes. No. It was a pass that was blocked. Tried to go through, but they pick it up again. But so far, Tudserne have not been very successful coming off of the strong side. And Prashnikov is exhausted. Can Tudserne come in and move these Betta players out of the way? They have not done it. They have to come up with something else. They haven't even been close. And the scrum again. And this is where Betta excels. But Tudserne have it now from above. Kim Pettersson had it. That's more likely. No, they're still tied up. The defense is very solid. As soon as Tudserne get close, they get locked up. And then it's a scrum, and the scrums slow the game down. And there are only 9 minutes left in this second half here. And they do manage to strip the ball away from a Betta player, but the pass drifts away. Picked up by Azorov. He turns it over to Tommy Suomalainen. The ball drops down, taken. All right. Anything to be made of this? Oh, it just worked his way under the back there. And now they don't see it. It's an opportunity. Nope. It was, it seemed like a Tudserne player should have gotten there to take that pass. Betta didn't even see the ball lying there initially. Tudserne has it. Tudserne's doing better in the second half, I would say. Pass to himself. And then down to Run. Run working. Hakan Toga dragging him up. It's a very big guy that Run is fighting against. Run is tough, but Toga is big. Krylov. A pass that was not quite right, but Tudserne unable to capitalize on it. They end up scrumming again. Martin Run holding. Called against Betta. Free throw to Tudserne. Timeout for Betta. Martin Run, who's had a good game, has gone out, and in for him is David Ladegård. Ladegård is a larger guy. Will that help? Run acquitted himself pretty well in most of these scrums, but the problem really, Bakanov is out and Leonen Verti is in. Verti Leonen. Alto is out. Samali Jusla is in. Well, that's going to increase the pressure on Tudserne, who did not choose to substitute two other players. They could have put Jørn Hansen and Henrik Baby Nielsen in, two fresh players, but Lars Greve doesn't think that's the thing to do. So now Tudserne put in the free throw by passing directly back. Krylov has tied up Greve, who ends up turning the ball over to somebody else. Now, Wieland, he takes a risky pass, and he's trying to make up for having lost that ball, but Sihan Kapir just tries to swim it across as fast as he can. Hoverkorpi passes over. And Leonov Pryazhnikov. Nice pass. They're over the basket. It's messy. Forced to exchange, but Tudserne gets the ball. They head out. They have to be able to get closer. His teammate is tied up by two. He does it. Now they've got a good position. It's been a long time since Tudserne had a good attack. Oh, the scrum's getting quite rough. No, they did send Henrik Baby Nielsen in. And see if we can take a look. If I missed any of the other exchanges, did Jørn Hansen go in also, so that they would have fresh players. Okay. Ilya Azorov in the penalty box. I don't know what the call was there. Hakan Togar. Krylov. Hoverkorpi. Sihankip. Sihankip here lifts the ball up. No, it wasn't. He hands it over to well, that was wrong. It was Verti Leonen who put the ball into play, handed it over to Sihan Kipir. Now they're in the corner, and Tommy Suomalainen is holding the Tudserne player underwater. I think he could. Sergei, that was Christensen. So maybe it was roughing. He swims on the surface and then back down. They push off the wall, change directions, go back again. And now out in the center, he's got a player on either side. This is only going to be good if they can pass the ball, but they get locked up again, and the ball's primarily in the hands of a Betta player. So scrum, they get it out, they come down, it's working. Lars Greve. Now they're coming in from above. This is a power play that they need this. 39 seconds left in the power play. The ball bounces down straight to the back. He holds on to the ball, spins round. Anderson, I think it's fighting to get it. A very tough scrum here. I can't see exactly where the ball was, but it didn't. It's hard to understand why there's not a call by the referees for somebody attacking a player without the ball. They could also have a referee ball in order to end these kind of multiplayer scrums. But we have it's going on, and there are elbows. This is a kind of atmosphere that can create a fight. The ball goes to Tudserne, close to Betta's goal. Ball's picked off. Ilya Azorov is dragged to the surface by the Tudserne players, but it's broken up the momentum. There's only 1.5 minutes left in the match. It's going to go to Betta if Tudserne cannot find some way. Holmbeck is on top there. Scrum City. Yeah. Who's not in the scrum here? Both teams have got a lot of players in there. The clock is ticking, 1 minute left. It'll be the end of the game. Siankipir pushes it down, he gets it back. He almost put it in there. Tudserne are going to have one last possession, and they're fighting. They've got the ball forward. They're reaching the goal, but it's picked off by Hakantogar, and that's going to eat up precious seconds. Players ordered to separate. What's the clock show? 51 seconds or? Tommy Suomalainen. So an extended discussion by the referees here. And more discussion. Video review requested. It could be attack on the player without the ball. No, I don't know what it is. Hardly any time showing on the clock, 15 seconds. Video challenge. Well, With 15 seconds left, the only way that this challenge has any meaning is if there's really going to be a penalty shot. So what's the call going to be here? I will go try to find out what's happening. I'll go over to the referee's desk. All right, so I'm walking towards the scorekeeper's table in order to try to gain some insight into what the issue is here. And so the ball is going to Betta, and there's hardly any time left on the clock here, so I won't bother going back to the booth. I'll just call it from the side here. And they lift the ball up here. What was the video review about?
The ball outside the area. They said it was blue, but it was white.
Okay. All right.
9,
the game is over.
8, 7, 6.
Yeah. No time really to do much here. They've got 5 seconds. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000. So that's second place in the standings for Betta or third?
Betta goes second, Tudserne 3, and
Okay.
four.
All right. So.
Otherwise, it's been Tudserne 2,
Yep.
Flipper 3, and Betta 4.
All right, that's the season. Very tough game. It was a lot of scrums. The players are shaking hands. So I think that Betta's definitely happy. They got up to the second spot after Molde. So Molde are champions. Number 2. Betta, number 3. Tudserne, number 4, Flipper. All right, well, for me, that's it. I have really nothing more to say. Maybe later I can write something. Thank you very much. Let me find Anton to see if he has anything to say. Okay, an interview.